Hello, thank you for taking the time to come out and speak to us.
Sure.
About Spring Awakening. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
My name's Matt Neves. I'm a director here. I run a theater here in Riverside called Riverside Repertory Theater. Also a instructor at College of the Desert out in Palm Springs as well, in theater. Been in theater for most of my life.
How did you feel when you learned that the department was doing Spring Awakening, the musical?
I was very excited. I love this show. I've always wanted to direct it because it's a really important show, but it's really important on a college campus as well. It has a lot of really important themes, I think, for college students. And it's also really a great show for college students to be in.
Which single themes spoke mostly to you as the director?
Well, I think one of the most important things is the play talks about parents and children and when it's difficult for them to communicate. So the play is set in a time period and in a country where parents and children didn't talk about sex. And the whole play is kind of about the consequences of what comes from children not feeling like they can actually communicate and speak with their parents. And I think that maybe students can relate to that to some degree, that there are times in your life where it's difficult to really communicate with your parents. And you know, I think the play promotes the idea that it's important to do that, to reach out to both parents and for parents to reach out to children and children to reach out to parents, to really talk about things that are really important.
I'm Tony Baltier. I'm the production stage manager for the Department of Theater, Film, and Digital Production, and I oversee stage management over the whole year, but I usually do at least one show a year, and this is the show where I'm actually stage manager and calling the show myself.
What was it like trying to get everybody together and get all the musical acts in line to the point where they're ready for the stage?
Well, I mean, in that sense, I don't have anything to do with that. That's more of, we have a director and a choreographer and a musical director, and that's what they've been working on the past 4 weeks of rehearsal. It can be very difficult juggling because you have to do blocking for the regular scenes, you have to do music work for just the singing, and then you have to do choreography work for all the movement for the songs, and you have to throw them all together, and sometimes that can be difficult. But everyone's been working very hard, and we still have one more week until we open, so hopefully we'll have everything together by then. It'll be a good show.
My name's Hannah Bookman, and I am a fourth-year theater major, UCR student. I'm playing Venla Bergman.
What is that character's role in the show?
She had just turned 14. I think for me, she's a dreamer, and she's very curious about things that are hidden away from her, and she knows something's missing in her life, and that's to feel things and to like be vulnerable in society. And so I think I call her a dreamer. I think this whole show is so much about telling this story, and it's not really about like who's who and who's playing what character, because we all kind of serve in order to spread this very important message of communication, and we should be more open about these themes and thoughts, and know that it's not taboo. Like we can be an open society.
My name is Haley, Haley Gaskin, now that I'm married. I play Anna. I'm a theater major.
So what role does Anna play for the show?
She's kind of the soft-hearted friend. The few lines I do have are mostly about pointing out the injustice all around us, because there's a lot of conflict between the parents and the children in the entire show, and some of the characters, kind of crumble under the weight of it. Some of them rise up and fight, and I have a couple lines where I'm basically pointing out this is not okay, this shouldn't be allowed. I'm kind of that little voice. Things happen to characters because there's no communication. And that goes between parents and kids, between all the kids and their peers, lack of communication. And it's my strong belief that a lack of communication is responsible for a lot of problems in the world on every level.
I'm a senior theater major on the general theater track, so I really am trying to heavily focus on acting, and right now I'm getting into writing and stuff.
So tell me a little bit about your role in Spring Awakening.
I'm playing Morge Stiefel. I am the best friend of the main character. I'm just kind of like the down on his luck kid who's like everything's just like getting to him at this point in his life. I was struggling to figure out which character I wanted to play, but this is definitely one that like really like shined through for me because he was just so interesting. Of all the characters, at least from my perception before I actually got into the show, he was the one who I can see his arc the clearest. And it was definitely a very climactic arc. And so that was something I really wanted to like strive for and go for. And it was something that was just like different. He's like more of like the harder rock side of the show and stuff. And compared to like some other characters who like have like more ballady stuff, he's definitely the one who is, I guess, metaphorically the scream of the show.
What would you want UCR students to take from your guys' run?
Just to come and have a good time. Like I said, the concert parts are meant to be kind of fun, but also you should always take something from when you see a production, hopefully. And the director's vision for this has always been communication. This show's more about communication, a breakdown of communication.
And like you never know what people are going through, and sometimes the silent person or the person who's very happy can be going through like the same type of heartaches, and you never know. Like people just tend to mask it differently, and so just pay attention closely to people and like really reach out if they ask for it.
If they feel uncomfortable, to embrace that, because this show, the lack of communication happens a lot because people are uncomfortable confronting truths. And I feel like if the audience comes in and is comfortable with being uncomfortable, they're going to take a lot away from the show and really enjoy themselves.
It's such a rock musical that I think it'll hopefully get the audience going, and they'll have fun, but also take away the importance of being more open as people, and maybe it'll open up someone to be like, yeah, I'm gonna talk to my kids about that when I have kids, or kids that they have now, or whatever. So yeah, definitely hope we reach to their hearts.
I think the play is very moving, so I think it can really help people through difficult times, emotional times. And there's some really emotional, tough topics in the play as well that I think can really help people. But also people will be entertained and laugh as well, because it's pretty funny as well.